out of sleep.
Right.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
So the objective and goal that you see the brothers out here doing, you know what I'm saying? Our goal is to come out here and tell our brothers and our sisters that now it is time to awake out of sleep and come back to who you are and keep the Most High God's statutes and commandments, because I know you want to talk this, but right now what you see down here is spiritual dead. You know what I'm saying? You got Israelites walking around, participating in skateboarding, smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? They got the little white boy Tony Hawk shoes on. You know, they out here having a good old time and not knowing that this day right here, the Lord created to be a covenant between them and himself, right? You got a lot of Israelites walking around here dating, don't understand the true meaning of dating and why God put us together and what we're supposed to be doing. But certain things that we are doing is off according to the Lord God, right?
I definitely agree with everything that you just said, but like I do, like in my search for like what religion I want to practice, like I feel as though I want to have a more generalistic approach opposed to like being pushed upon one particular religion, because even what you guys believe, and she's a Hebrew Israelite, even what you guys believe and what she believes doesn't always align. So I know you guys identify as, I guess, Messianic Israelites? Or, like,
we are the Hebrew Israelites who believe. You can't say we Messianic, so we do believe in the Messiah, but this is the thing. Get the book of Psalms, chapter 96, verse 5.
Before you do that, I mean, I appreciate y'all out here trying to teach our people, trying to spread awareness, but for someone that doesn't know, and you know about Jacob's trouble, you know the curses that are put upon us in this land, you can see how this can kind of be like counterproductive, because like it's people up the street doing the same thing with Christianity, flipping pages, doing this, doing that. It's not really what our people need right now. Like shouting things out at them or telling them to come. You guys are very welcome.
Yeah, Isaiah 59.
But it's not the way that's gonna bring us in. As you know, Jacob's trouble, you know it, I know it. I've been Israelite all my life through and through. But our people aren't listening. They're not listening. So you know that's the issue. You know, I'm as someone that works I'm getting my master's in public health. I believe in doctor. I think a better way of us getting to our people, first assessing our needs first, and then coming and showing them, okay,
This is your comment.
show you this. Well, our people out here struggling, don't even got know where they getting their next meal from, but you're trying to show them something or this or that, or say they're doing something wrong in their life. The best way I feel like me, as a Hebrew Israelite, I agree with the most you guys are saying. It's probably address our needs as a people first.
Yeah.
You know? That's just
All right, so
what
now watch this. This is a good thing. You know, we all got opinions, but this is what God said right here. Watch this one.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1.
Come on out.
Cry out loud.
Do what?
Cry out loud.
Right?
Spare not.
Spare what?
Spare not.
So he said, cry loud, spare not, meaning what? Man, don't be out there sparing people because of their opinions, their beliefs, what they feel, what they might think it is, but what do what?
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
So when you do see Israelites out here, right, lifting up their voice like a trumpet, this is why, read.
And show my people their transgression.
And do what?
And show my people their transgression.
So why are we showing the people of God that transition? Because this right here wasn't just we get put over here in America and sold as slaves, get put in the lowest part of the society, and we just say, you know, well, we know these things happen, and we know Jacob's trouble is coming, but I think it's a different approach. We gotta let things be what they be. But no, we really supposed to be out here being a light and waking our people up, read.
In the house of Israel, so like in the house of Jacob, they're saying. Verse 2, yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways.
Because why? Why are people delighting this? Because a lot of people, contrary to popular belief, who are excited to realize why their ancestors were sold into slavery. They're delighted to know that what? You know what I'm saying? It's a God that looked like me out here. Because once you tried to compare us, you know, to the Christians over there flipping pages through the Bible, and you know, you tried to make it seem like we in comparison to them. But this is why there's a major difference. Psalms 96:5. Man. Watch this. You know what I'm saying? This is what you got to understand. And he said, I can understand, bro. You said you over here dipping and diving through a couple of other religions because you're trying to see what one fits you. But this is one thing that I hope you understand. Read this.
This is Psalms chapter 96 and verse 5.
Watch this.
For all the gods of the nations are idols.
They are what?
Are idols.
So all the gods of the other nations, you got Buddha, you got Krishna, you got Allah, you got Caesar Borgia, you know what I'm saying? The list go on and on. All these gods of the nations are idols. You can't find yourself in that history book. And to be 100 with you, majority of these religions that brothers even considering, Islam, Christianity, Catholicism. Guess who was the mastermind behind it? The founder. The so-called white man. So you got to understand something. Get the book of Isaiah 34 and 16. You get the book of, what I want? I'm going to show you some. Keep reading. Watch this. Get the book of Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. And this is the difference. Read, watch this.
This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 16.
This is why a lot of brothers you see out here repenting and change their mind. You don't think we went around searching for what's the truth and what's not? You know what I'm saying? Bro, some of us out here used to practice some Islam things. Some of us used to gang bang. Some of us used to be in scholarship. Some of us out here, you know, went to school to be doctors, lawyers, pediatricians, and all these things. But it was something that clicked about this right here. Because one thing about it, bro, a brother might can come up with a lot of mega religion, but a brother can't lie. A brother can't lie and say these things that happen to the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Watch this, read.
It's Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 16.
Read.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Do what?
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
So the difference between the men you might see over there with long stringy hair and Bibles with different translations in them screaming at people with the Bible, and the difference between you see us, we out here with Bibles telling people what? Hey man, your history in the Bible, come take a look. If you want to know how you came over here, hey, we know how we came over here as slaves. If you want to know why you African Americans, and you know what I'm saying, hey, sis, are y'all going to be considered African Americans? So y'all say y'all African Americans, right? And this is the thing. Another person to see that and say, okay, God bless, I am too. But we the type of brothers that'll come out here and tell you, all right, sis, if I went to American Airlines and say, you know, hey, let's take a family vacation, y'all. And we go up there and ask them, hey, I want to get 20 first class flights to the land of Africa America. They're going to look at me like I'm stupid. But then we'll sit there and say, well, you know, we from Africa and we from America. And now, you know what I'm saying, you have to be highly intelligent to ask yourself, well, wait a minute. What's the history of Africa and America? Where did the names of these things originate from? And then once you understand where the name originated from and where you get the prophecy of these things happening, then you have to understand, like, all right, that's in the Bible, show me more. So I want to address that first just to prove a point. Y'all said y'all African Americans, right? So I want to pick that sign up for me, y'all. I want to show you some of the landmass continents of Africa and America were named after these two fellas you see right here. Amerigo Vespucci, which is what? He was a white conquistador who came over here as a settler, right? And what ended up happening? He found this land with Christopher Columbus, and when Christopher Columbus went to jail, they named the Americas after him. The guy down here, you see Leo Scipio Africanus, he got the land Africa named after him because he defeated a dark general, a black general by the name of Hannibal. You know what I'm saying? That's where that descended from. Now go back to Psalms 49 and 11, and you go back to Jeremiah 17 and 4. So I want to show you something. The reason why today we are labeled African Americans, you know what I'm saying, Haitians, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, when Puerto Rico only mean rich port. You know what I'm saying? Jamaica only mean the land of wood, right? The land of wood and water. You have to understand the names that we call on by today. These names was given to us as, you know what I'm saying, a sign of what? You learn that, you teach it to your kids, they teach it to their kids, that what? Years and years down your generation, you won't know who the heck you are anymore. But watch this right here, sister. Watch this, Rick.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4.
And this is a prophecy, Rick.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
So the Lord said the Israelites were going to discontinue from their heritage. The heritage that God gave us was a name named after him. He gave us a homeland, and he gave us laws, statutes, and commandments, Rick.
That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
And he caused us to serve our enemies in the land that we know it's not. Don't that sound like slavery? If you serving a person that opposes you and be labeled as your enemy, right? So watch this. So there was a prophecy that you will be living in a certain land, but you will discontinue from that land and everything you grew up following, and you will go to another land and serve people that will be labeled as your enemy. Watch this. Read Psalms 49:11.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever.
So it was an inward thought between a certain race of people that their houses or their countries or the thing that they believe in will be inhabited forever. Watch this.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
And they wanted the dwelling places that they conquered and lived dwell forever. What? After what?
They called their lands after their own name.
So God prophesied back then through David that these certain race of people was going to conquer certain land masses and do what? Name the land masses after themselves and pass it down to their children. And that's why you see a lot of other races, white people today, walking around proudly saying, we American. God bless America. What Trump saying? Make America great again. Because from generation to generation, they took pride in having this land. They take pride in naming Africa after themselves, meaning how great and how pleasant is it that what? We got a whole land mass where it ain't nothing but dark-skinned people named after us. They're going around calling themselves that. And even to this day, you got brothers like us, Negroes, walking around talking about they African Americans. You know what I'm saying? But this is why we call ourselves that, and I'm going to make it short for y'all.
This is Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 16.
15.
Or 15. Look. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen.
So this is another prophecy from another man in the Bible who was a black man named Isaiah. He said, you are going to leave your name as a curse unto my chosen. Who is his chosen? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you see today. All these names that we have today, these names came upon us for our oppressor. Watch this, read.
For the Lord God shall slay thee and call his servants by another name.
And it's a prophecy that the same name that they calling us, that name is going to be the reason why when the Lord returns, they get killed because of why? They naming us by another name. And in that day, we going to know that we the chosen. So now I want to ask y'all some more questions. Do you know why we went into slavery? What is the cause for us going into slavery? Did they just wake up one day and say, you know what? Man, these black people are something serious. They different. Look at the muscles. Look at the back. Look how pretty they women are. Look at the hair. We can just take these people and make a whole nation over here. Or was it something else that transpired that led to us coming all the way over here? Were we just looking for jobs, you know? Africa was passing out bananas for work, and they passing out coins and dollars. Why do y'all think we went into slavery? You smiling like, I want to say it, but I don't know. I know one of y'all know. Y'all don't know? What's the idea? You might be right.
I think it has a lot to do with it. I think that people outside of Africans, black and obese, and that is a mental. You kind of put me on the spot.
I don't try to, but this is an educational thing, but this is the thing right here. Y'all are one of the bold people I see out here because this is the thing. You know, a lot of people be shamed to do this, right? Because a lot of people, you know, they got friends of other races, or some people just don't like to talk about the Bible in public because they want to fit in with the crowd. They want to be cool, but in the deep down inside, they really be standing in the back watching. And the question I'm asking you, they really be wanting to answer it and learn for themselves, but something in them prevents them. But God got y'all standing right here, and you even willing to answer. So for you not to feel like I'll put you on the spot, I'll just answer it. Watch this. Go ahead, Deuteronomy 28:15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
So I want you to look on this sign right here, right? And these people are the Israelites, right? And you go to Deuteronomy 1:1. Watch this, read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Watch this.
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes,
Right.
which I command thee this day,
Right.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God told a particular race of people that I have laws, statutes, and commandments that I want you to live by. And if you live by them, you will be blessed upon all people of the earth. But if you don't if you don't keep these commandments, you will be cursed. All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Watch this. I want to show you who he was talking to, because a lot of people say, well, God loves everybody. God came and died for everybody. But the Bible teaches you that Jesus, the man that they call Jesus, came to die so that his people could be forgiven for the remission of sins. But right here, we're finna find out who he even gave the laws to. Watch this.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1.
Watch this.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
All Israel, all these people on this sign right here, read.
On this side, Jordan, in the wilderness.
All right, that's it on this. So watch this. Now, I want to show you the evils that God said he was going to put on the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, if they didn't keep the commandments. And I want you to keep in mind this whole time, if you think about it in history, y'all done watch slave movies, you ever seen 12 Years a Slave? You see Django, Birth of a Nation? Think about those movies as we go through these certain things, because I want you to question yourself, like, out of all these slave movies, why we ain't never see no Chinese man, you know what I'm saying, serving in slavery, where you seen a black man come grab a Chinese baby and put it on the auction block right here and say, I got a little short Chinese baby, little low, I $5, $10, sold to the pretty people over there in the back. But why did it happen to your people? You gotta understand this, and you finna find out why. Right now, watch this, I'm gonna start at verse 15. And each one I go through, I'm gonna take my time and show you, so you can believe without a shadow of a doubt that it's accurate. Watch this, verse 15.
All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day.
Watch this.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Come on.
Cursed shall thou be in this city.
Do what?
Cursed shall thou be in this city.
So the first thing he said was, the first plague I'm gonna put on you, I'm gonna curse you in the city, right? And if you look on this picture right here, let me see. If you look on this picture right here, what do you see going on this very first picture right here? This is the first start of the process. You see slaves getting loaded on slave boats with shackles and cuffs on their arms, right? We got exiled from our city, right? Our city burnt up in 70 AD. Then we fled to Africa. We established ourselves amongst the Africans. What did the Africans and the Arab people around us do? They bounded us up and sold us into slavery. You had the sub-Saharan slave trade, but the slave trade that we are products of, and we are children of, is the transatlantic slave trade, right? So what they did was they loaded your ancestors up on this boat right here and brought you to what? Atlanta, Alabama, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina. They spread us out all throughout North, and what they do? They took, man, young ladies like y'all, they took a young man like him, they took a man like him, and they sized you up, and they separated y'all, they sold y'all. Say if y'all two were sisters, they know if we keep them two together, they gonna be smart enough and they gonna conspire a way to escape. So what did they do? What is a way that I can break your spirit? I'm gonna separate you from your sister. I'm gonna send you to Chicago to be a slave. I'm gonna send her all the way to California to be a slave. And guess what? You will never see your sister again. We were sold in different cities for bond man and bond woman. But I'm gonna make it modern day for you. In the city of Atlanta today, do you feel like your people thrive? Meaning, when I say thrive, now I ain't saying, because they say I know Atlanta home of the black businesses. But on a corporate scale, do you see a lot of black people owning Walmarts, Kroger's, Targets? Do you see black people opening up malls, giving back to their people?
Do I see it?
Yes.
I do see it.
So you see black people owning Walmart, Kroger.
I feel like I definitely see black people having increased ownership.
When I say black,
But I would say, I feel like when we get that ownership, or when certain of us get put on, or when certain of us reach certain levels of success, I don't think we're really giving back in a way that used to happen, if that makes sense. So yeah, to your first part, but to the second part, no. It's the giving back aspect. It might be a drop a donation here or a drop a donation there, but I just feel like that's what we're lacking. So it's yeah, we increase in ownership, but at the same time, it's we're not really moving. I feel like those of us who make it and those of us who make it out are maybe not doing what needs to be done in order for us to progress as a whole.
Right, you want to know why? Because this is the point I was getting around. Our people as a whole, right? Not just the majority. I'm talking about the black people as a race, as a whole. Are we thriving as a whole race, or is it a collective of people? Because that's what I'm trying to tell you. But the majority of us, all right, think about East Atlanta Zone 6. Think about certain parts of Atlanta. Would you raise children there?
No.
Why? Because you see black on black crime over there, right? You see violence over there. You know what I'm saying? Over in that area, it's a high infesting in STDs and AIDS, right? That's a curse that's on our people. But watch this. This is another precept that goes there. Baruch 4 and 32. Watch this. I want you to see what in past times they labeled and prophesied that our cities would be like. Watch this.
This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 32.
Come on.
Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy son.
Because in the cities where black people reside at today, you're gonna see a whole lot of gang violence, drug addictions, you know what I'm saying, fatherless homes, a lot of women walking around fighting all the time. A lot of our women gonna forsake the way they carry themselves, so our cities is cursed and they jacked up. And not only that, we are the last hire in the first fire.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
If you feel as though, as a community, we lack so much commitment to keeping ourselves in our community, why do you think others feel so comfortable dating?
You say what?
Why do you, if you do feel as though we lack commitment to engage in keeping our community together,
Right.
why do you feel as though, why do you think others
Right.
outside of
Uh-huh.
feel comfortable in dating our community?
I get exactly what you're saying. I'm gonna show you exactly right. Get Deuteronomy 28 to 44. That's your land to thee.
This the book of Deuteronomy,
Watch
chapter
this. That's an
28.
excellent question. Why? I'm gonna show you why. Watch this.
This the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 44. It says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not.
Start at verse 43. That's it.
Verse 43, watch what the Lord says. This is a curse he put on us now. Watch this.
Verse 43.
Right?
The stranger that is with thee, Salaki, the stranger that is within thee, shall get above thee very high.
So the Lord says the strangers that also reside on the earth with you was going to get above you very high, meaning what? And resources and money, you know what I'm saying? And everything, warfare. They're going to have militaries, you not, watch this, read.
And thou shalt come down very low.
And we was going to come down very low to, meaning what? We was going to need them for these things, watch this.
He shall lend to thee.
He said what?
He shall lend to thee.
That's why it's banks in all the neighborhoods. That's why you see Title Max, Cash Pond. They got all these different places in our neighborhoods with Arabs on them, white people on them. Then what? We can come get money from them, but what?
And thou shalt not lend to him.
Keep on.
He shall be the head.
He should be the what?
He shall be the head.
Watch this.
And thou shalt be the tail.
So that's basically letting you know that in every society you go to, no matter what country you go to, they were going to always rise up and be ahead of us. And then nowhere you look, anywhere you look in the world, as a whole, we were going to be at the bottom. Watch this, read verse 45. I'm going to show you why. Read.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Get verse 46, verse 47.
So just jump.
Yeah, jump down to verse 47. Watch this.
Verse 47.
Watch this.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness,
And this is the reason why they reside in our neighborhoods. Watch this.
and with gladness of heart,
Uh-huh.
for the abundance of all things.
Right?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So he said, because we don't serve him and love him with joyfulness and glad, he said we're going to have to serve our enemies, meaning what? We were going to have to go work for them. We were going to have to go do business for them. We were going to have to go get grants, loans, scholarships from them. Read.
which the Lord shall send in thirst,
And read it right. But the Lord should do what?
which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
And who?
And hunger.
So when you hungry, the other nations know they got resources. They got vegetation fields. They got gardens. They can come set up, you know what I'm saying, and start growing watermelons, tomatoes, apples. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want. And they can come in your neighborhood and they can sell it because why? They know you don't got it. They know in the projects in Atlanta, ain't nobody got no watermelons growing out there, no grapes, no apples.
Can I say this though?
Right.
I've lived in Atlanta my whole life. Recently I just moved to New York. And every day when I walk to work on Marcy Avenue, I pass the projects. But in the projects, who do I see walking in? Jews. Every day, all throughout the day, morning, night, they're walking in and out. Not only do they live there, but they own the entire building.
Right.
Yeah, that's Williamsburg.
Right.
So I'm a little skeptical about them, the question raising of you don't see them living there, you don't see them, coinciding with us.
See,
Because
this
in
the
fact,
thing.
they actually do invade our space,
Right.
and they actually do live there.
Right.
But it's fully gentrified.
Right, it's fully gentrified. And this is the thing you gotta
It's fully
realize
gentrified.
though. So this is their kingdom, right? But we're not saying that all of them are rich and lavish because it's some two-time losers. You got people who controlling the world, but the bottom class of their people, they dwelling amongst us. You know, I'm from Memphis, right? In Memphis, it's Caucasian people who living in poverty out there with us. But as a whole, you know what I'm saying? If you could reach in your pocket and pull a dollar bill out, you're not gonna see a black face on there. No matter what type of coin you pull out your purse right now, you're not gonna see a black face on there. That's the point. The point that we making is nations as a whole got something that we don't have. They got land, they got money, they got resources, they got their own language, they got their own government, they got their own army. You know what I'm saying? They got their own cars that they make. What can you say that the black man and the black woman, the black man, the black woman, the Native Indian man, the Native Indian woman, the Hispanics got? What do we got? Besides good conversation, good athletic skills, you know what I'm saying? Excellent brains, but what can you truly say our people got? In this day and time, I know you see a lot, you go from New York to Atlanta, but ask yourself, compared to these other nations, what do we have, you know what I'm saying, that they have? But you can ask yourself also, what don't we have that they have, and you will find out the same list that I just named to you, they got all these things. Get Revelation 18:15. These people are stacked over resources, and they come give it to you. That's why in our neighborhoods, they setting up where you're gonna see a lot of Arab stores, you're gonna see a lot of Chinese nail shops, you're gonna see a lot of Chinese restaurants. But think about it. We got all the foods, we know how to cook them better, but what restaurants outpack every city? The other nations or our people? The other nations, even Mexican restaurants is being owned and operated by who? Your friendly neighborhood white man. So the Lord is showing you something and he's mocking you with it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So read what you got. Watch this.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 15.
Yeah, this one I want right here. Watch this, sister. Yeah, verse 11. Watch this.
It's Revelation chapter 18 and verse 11.
Read.
And the merchants of the earth.
And the who?
And the merchants of the earth.
So the merchants of the earth are the other nations. Watch this.
Shall weep and mourn over her.
So the other nations gonna mourn and weep once this place get destroyed. And I'm gonna show you why, read.
For no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
Because why? They making a killing over here. Every race that's not from America is moving to America, getting grants, getting free businesses, no credit, and know what? Making a killing in our neighborhood, read.
The merchandise of gold.
What?
The merchandise of gold.
You got Johnny Dang in the neighborhood. You got all these other East Indian men coming out with necklaces, and every new rapper you see, guess who they getting? Who they getting their ice from? You got Johnny Dang, shortest man, this tall, slugging. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different guys, right, Reed?
And silver, and precious stones, and the pearls, and fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and scarlet.
So what is this going into? It's going into your clothes. Everything you need to make a nation survive. Who has these things? The merchants, the other nations, right, Reed?
And all thine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory,
Watch this.
and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and cinnamon,
So now they're going into food, fragrances, watch this.
and odor.
Y'all got a favorite perfume? You got to understand, so he's telling you that the other nations was going to be the people you get these things from. So this is why they in your neighborhood. They not in your neighborhood solely because, oh, a lot of us live here because we don't got no money. No, they in your neighborhood because they want all your money. They coming over there to get your money. Watch this, Reed.
And ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves,
And what?
and
So
slaves.
the other nations also look at you as slaves. So this is why they come to your neighborhood. Don't you notice in the neighborhood, I know y'all cold, so I'm finna be short. So I'm gonna show y'all another thing. I want to answer your question, but watch this. How did we come over here though? We pointed to the picture, but how did we come over here? I want to hear y'all say it. How did your ancestors get over here? We came over here by way of cargo slave ships, like the brother showed you on that picture right there. But I want to show you that in the Bible. Read what you got.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Come on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So another word for Egypt is bondage, slavery, affliction. So the Lord prophesied that we was going to go into slavery again by the way of cargo slave ships, read.
With ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
Watch this.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
So in America, we was gonna be sold to our enemies in Spain, Rome, Europe, Afghanistan, the Middle East, read.
For bondmen
For slave men,
and bondwomen.
right?
And no man shall buy you.
And no man was gonna be able to redeem us out the hand of our oppressors. So now before I let y'all go, I'm gonna ask you another question. Do y'all believe in God? Yeah. What color y'all say what Jesus is? Or you believe in your heart and soul and spirit?
I believe he look like us.
So you believe he look like us? Alright. And you saying that because we out here teaching this, so you truly believe it?
I've always believed that. I've always kind of like did my own research within that. So I've always kind of believed that. I didn't grow up in a family that like was talking about white people.
Right.
I kind of grew up understanding like that our history is bigger than that.
Right.
That may not have been all the way true.
Right.
You know, like I just didn't grow up like that. So I think that, but I have a question for you. So what I want to figure out overall is pretty much, are you saying that like we as a people are suffering like God's curse upon us? Like is that what you're insinuating?
Right, that's exactly what I'm telling you is in the ancient world, right, in past time, thousands and thousands of years ago, your ancestors knew that they were the people of God, right? We made a covenant with God, you know what I'm saying, that we would keep his command. Get Deuteronomy 30 and 15. I want to show you this. We made a covenant with God that everything that he tells us, oh, we gonna do it without a shadow of a doubt. No problem. You don't want me to eat pork, I'm not gonna eat pork. You don't want me to smoke, I'm not gonna smoke. You don't want me to break the Sabbath, I'm not gonna break the Sabbath. But that's why when you just read in Deuteronomy 28, he gave us a stipulation because you gotta think God is an all-knowing God, right? He know we wasn't gonna act right. We was up there saying it one way, looking all bold, and as soon as he said, all right, I'm gone, he went back into the cloud. We turned around and said, the hell with that, where the weed at, where the drink at, where the pills at, where the party at, right? So watch this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 15.
Watch this.
See, I have set before thee this day
So this is God talking. Watch this. He said he set before us this day, right?
life and good
And what?
and good
Watch this.
and death and evil.
And death and evil, read.
Verse 16. And that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways,
Right.
to keep his commandments,
To do what?
to keep his commandments,
Right.
and his statutes, and his judgments, that thou mayest live,
Is that what?
that thou mayest live.
So the Lord said he gave us his commandments that we keep them, that we might what? We might live, we might flourish, we might not taste death. So this is what we are here doing. We are here showing our people first and foremost, we are the Israelites. How? Because Deuteronomy 28:46 tell you that all these curses and atrocities and murders, you know what I'm saying, are being stripped of our heritage, stripped of our royalty. God said he was going to leave these evil things that happen to us as a sign on us and a wonder that what? We might wonder why this happened. But why was the real thing about it? Because God knew that this right here, read what you got.
It's Hosea chapter 6 and verse 1.
Come on.
Come and let us return unto the Lord.
Do what?
Come and let us return unto the Lord.
Because why? We was going to start asking questions. Why do we keep getting gunned down and the white police officer keep getting away with it? Why am I living my whole life in the projects, but little Oscar that I go to school with, mom and dad only got 3 kids and they live in a 10-bedroom mansion? You know what I'm saying? Why is that like, look what you hear right now. Why is it our people walk around and gotta make a scene, cuss all loud, act like big dope boys and big gangsters, you know what I'm saying, and we hate each other, right? Why is these things? And then we open up the Bible and get into a little history and research, and we find out what? That we are the people of God. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? We got, this how we know we the people of God. You know what I'm saying? You got little young punks walking like they tough and hard, but by themselves one bust a grape, you feel me? But we not worried about that. And this is how we know we the children of God. But we are here teaching our people to come and let us return back to God. Why? Read.
Come and let us return unto the Lord.
Right.
For he hath torn and he will heal us.
The Lord torn us through slavery. He split us up. He scattered us from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. But now he said he's starting to heal us. How is he healing us? Because we realizing now that we are a sick people. In the day and time, being honest, a man that's not studied and not knowing that y'all God's daughters, a man that look at y'all off the rip and, damn, baby girl, how you doing? You single? You know, y'all know the lame things that men come say to y'all every day. But this day and time, what? You got 10, 12 men out here who looking at y'all as sisters. How many of these brothers since y'all stood out here and walked up on you talking about, hey, you single? You got a man? Can I call you sometime? Can I thank you sometime? What are we out here doing? We showing you brotherly love to our sisters to show you what? Y'all God's chosen people. Y'all the greatest women on the earth. Most of the women in the world idolize y'all. They want to be y'all. They like the natural way that y'all body grow. They love y'all woolly hair. So what do? They pump commercials about, oh, black women hair is bad. They give you chemicals that do what? Take your edges away, mess up your sunburns. And also do what? They give you chemicals. They put certain things in your bras and your panties that cause what? Infections, cancers, and do all these things. Why did they do that? Because they hate you because they ain't you. But we come out here to tell you that y'all God's chosen people. It's time to repent and come back to God, because the wars that you see going on in the world, you know what I'm saying? The change in the black man that you see going on in the world, this right here just a small, so this a negative 1% of all the Israelites we got coming up out here. And God is calling y'all back home, because in a minute, the Lord is going to crack the sky. World War III is going to take place. It's about to be war in America. Everybody walking around thinking it's a game. God said in Matthew 24:36, as the days of Noah was, so shall the last days be. People going to be eating, drinking, walking around, being married, marrying other nations, getting out of one marriage, jumping into another one, and they not going to know until that day come that, bro, they should have been listening to what we were saying. So we appreciate y'all for listening, and I pray y'all take heed to it, go do more research, you know, and y'all repent and go study his law. So I ain't gonna keep y'all out here too long, because y'all looking at me like, nigga, you ask me one more question.
And they still here, huh?
Yeah,
you gotta teach them till the sun come up.
Yeah. So they got their information on there. I'm pretty sure they got classes, knowledge, questions, a contact number. You know what I'm saying? They got the card. So if y'all got any more questions, you know what I'm saying, y'all want to learn more, hey, the brothers here, right?
Yeah, they here Saturdays, right?
Every Saturday, we be about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Every Saturday, 4 or 5 o'clock, you know.
Come.
Hey, Kwame Shalam.
Kwame Shalam.
Kwame Shalam.
Kwame Shalam.
Hey, man, it was a beautiful thing, laboring with my brothers, you know, coming out here, man.
It's good seeing y'all, man.
Likewise, man.
Nice seeing you.
Yeah.
Likewise, man. I'll pray to the Most High, man.